Okay, good evening everybody and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host JJ48 and tonight we are continuing with Knights of the Old Republic 2. Last time we made it to Nar Shaddaa. I believe it was last time, we negotiated some permission to dock, watched a cutscene where it seems like pretty much every bounty hunter in the system is looking for us, and did a bunch of small quests while looking for how to get in contact with the exchange. I think Kreia wants us to be asking about the Jedi and stuff, but we're also kind of curious about the bounty on our head and whatnot. Oh, and we gave our ship away to somebody who claimed that he had that it was actually his and was stolen from him. So we'll have to see how that turns out as well. But for now, this was the refugee landing pad. That's the area that we docked at. Now we're in the refugee quadrant. We had gone over here and the doors were locked, couldn't get through. So try this area. We'll see how. See where this leads us. Okay. Veteran. No, I need to speak to him. I guess we'll speak to him. Do you have anything to say?
I used to serve in the Mandalorian Wars. Then the Jedi Civil War crushed the Republic.
Yeah, sorry about that. I guess I do bear some responsibility being a former Jedi. Although, I don't think our character actually served in the Jedi Civil War, or fought in the Jedi Civil War. I thought that was part of our characters, that we were blamed for going into the Mandalorian Wars, and then we were kind of exiled before the Civil War happened. So we know about Revan and Malik, and knew some of the players of the Jedi Civil War, but we didn't actually fight in them. Okay, this guy has a name, Gariel. What do you have to say?
Keep back, I am ill. Contagious, the others say.
In these close quarters, everyone might get infected. Or, let me help you, I know how to treat injuries. Or, you should kill yourself to save the others. How did you become ill? Or, then get away from me. I'll be going now. This guy certainly doesn't seem to be all that concerned about getting infected. But, it seems odd that he says he's ill and we're going to try to treat an injury, but I guess, maybe it's actually an injury, or maybe we have some medicine or something. Let's try that. Let me help.
But I might infect you.
I will accept the risk.
I won't turn away your help. Thank you.
Let me just kind of mess around on the ground
very
here.
Kind, but I don't think it helped much.
Okay. How did you become ill? I guess let's. I guess in these close quarters where everyone might get infected, sickness shouldn't be terribly unexpected. But is there any particular cause?
I don't know. I was well just yesterday. Now, I don't think I'll last much longer.
Then get away from me. No, I'll be going. If you suddenly got sick, maybe we should try to get you out of here somewhere. So you don't infect everybody.
You're not gonna kill me, are you? Please don't kill me.
No, I won't kill you. The Overseer might be convinced to help prevent your illness from spreading. Okay, the Overseer is the boss of this area. Or I have to kill you now to prevent the disease from spreading. No, we're not going to just kill you it's because you have an illness that we don't know anything about at the moment. I forget what we heard about the Overseer last time, if he seems like the kind of guy who's liable to be understanding, but that seems to be our best option at the moment. Let's see if the Overseer can, if we can work things out with him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the refugee Gariel has contracted some sort of illness. Given the cramped quarters in the refugee quad, the disease might spread rapidly. Okay, so maybe our maybe what we're gonna do is go to the overseer and be like, hey, the refugees need some more space so they can, you know, we don't get an epidemic or something. I have like a little makeshift table here because they can't really afford much, but there are an abundance of crates in this area, so I guess life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and when you don't have any lemons, you just make crate furniture. Unless you're Cave Johnson from Portal 2, who I think advised us to tell Life to take back the lemons. It didn't make much sense. You're right, it's him. He's different. Let us watch and see what he does. Do you think he'll recognize us? He never saw us before. He will not recognize us now. We may approach safely without detection. You realize, were you talking about me? Because I was standing right here, could hear every part of your conversation. If you're trying to stealthily speak to me, that's not really how it goes. But I guess we'll see what you have to say. We have something to sell you, something you might like to know. But it is for your ears alone, not for an audience. What we have to tell you will cost 25 credits, a small sum. So I pay you 25 credits to go off alone with you guys to hear something unspecified that you promise will be of value to me. Yeah, sure, let's hear it. That one, your human companion, the male one. We have seen him here before. Who, Atten? Was he a refugee? I don't have time for this. Hey. I mean, yeah, 'cause I have two human companions, but specifying the male one would seem to indicate Atten. But let's be sure, I guess. That was the name we knew him by. That one came to the Smuggler's Moon years into the Jedi Civil War. Claimed he had been displaced by the war. Don't trust him. He is not a soldier. He is a killer, tried and true. I can give you nothing more than a warning. The rest is up to you. Okay, so it's for my ears only, but I guess we just let Atten and the handmaid just like put their hands over their ears or something and trusted the other refugees not to listen in. Take care, traveler.
If you want to find out what's going on, talk to Husef.
Okay, where's Husef? Oh, this is like... all these other little storage units seem to be people's homes. This one's like a little hallway, almost. What would you even store in something this shape?
This is Serico territory. Get out of here before we space you. Got it?
Who are the Serico? I wanted to speak to your leader. Why don't you go ahead and try? I don't want any trouble. I'll be going now. Well, I mean, we don't want any trouble, but we do want to learn who are the Serico.
We are. Now beat it.
That doesn't answer the question. Okay. So what we've learned is that the Serico are not very good at forming arguments, I guess. Okay, well, we'll leave you to your little Serico territory, whatever that is. And probably be back later to either make a deal with you or have to drive you out or something, depending on who you are. So you will notice in this area, there's lots of rooms that we can open up and go into. We're not finding a lot of loot containers, so very... it's not just that we have the the makeshift furniture and sleeping on sleeping bags. There's also like a complete lack of any personal possessions that we would be able to find useful or anything. Karana. Okay, you have a name?
Greetings. Are you the spacer we were told about?
Spacer? No, I'm JJ49. Yes, I am. What if I am? Sorry, I don't have time to talk right now. I don't think I'm the spacer you've heard about, no, unless somebody did tell you about me and called me a spacer.
Oh. We were expecting one of the pilots from the docks sometime soon to come and get us off Nar Shaddaa. He's late. I don't know where he is.
He could have been killed on the way here. This is a rough place. Might be able to track him down for you. Can I help? Or, not my problem, I'll be going now. Yeah, is there something we can do to help?
Thank you. To be honest, I don't even know his name. Some guy named KotOR2 said he had a pilot friend who would take us for 500 credits.
And how much did KotOR2 charge for you for this information? Or when was the last time you saw KotOR2? Sorry, but I have to go now. Yeah, how much did this guy charge you for telling us, for supposedly passing on your information to his pilot friend?
50 credits. Why?
I suspect KotOR2 scammed you. Or I'll try to find someone for you. Or for 50 credits, I'll find a spacer for you. That'd be kind of cruel. I can't. Yeah, I suspect KotOR2 scammed you.
I was afraid of that. I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
But we can try to find someone for you. I mean, you said you had credits that you were planning to pay the spacer, so assuming we could probably just use that same deal when making an offer to somebody.
Thank you. I'm beginning to lose hope that we'll ever get out of here.
Okay. Karana and her family are seeking passage off of Nar Shaddaa. You told her you would help find someone to transport them. Not us, even though we have a large, well, I was going to say even though we have a large transport ship that's perfect for transporting people, but we actually don't have a large transport ship anymore because we gave it away. So, it's probably good that we didn't promise that we would be able to take her.
Hey, you look like a spacer. You work at the docks?
What makes you think I do? Yeah, what about... Do tell, what about my outfit screams dock worker to you? Is it the shiny cape or the, like, metallic gauntlets? Like, maybe it's the kind of visor thing, not really a visor, but headband, reverse headband thing I've got on. I don't know. I'm maybe it's just me. I don't personally live in the Star Wars universe, but I'm not sure I could come up with an outfit that looks less like a dock worker in my mind. But maybe if I were going like a full Lord of the Sith outfit, that could be a little bit less dock worker-ish. So yeah, what in the world makes you think that I'm a spacer?
Because if you need a crew, I'm your man. I flew during the Mandalorian Wars, and again during the Jedi Civil War.
That does not answer my question. I asked you, why do you think I'm a spacer? And your because is, because if you need a crew, I'm your... Nobody down here understands how to formulate a proper argument or even a response to a question. Okay, so you flew during the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War. I mean, we already kind of got Atten. He's pretty good at waving guns near the control consoles and getting us where we need to go. So, you served in the war? Or that's hardly a badge of honor. Or why aren't you still flying? I couldn't care less. Just get away from me. You served in the war?
Yes, and look where I ended up.
Okay, I'm not going to get a lot of war stories out of this one, I guess. Which makes a certain amount of sense, I guess. In a lot of times, people who have served in war don't much care to talk about actual combat experience itself, particularly to non-combatants who might struggle to understand some stuff. But in general, there's a lot of memories that people just would prefer not to bring up. So that's kind of understandable. Why aren't you still flying?
You need a pilot's license to fly the freighters here. They're tough to get without sponsorship.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking for anybody at the moment. Like I said, we've already got a more or less competent pilot, even if we have been warned that he's a killer who might turn on us at any moment. But if I hear of anyone looking for a pilot, I will refer them to you.
I'd greatly appreciate that.
Okay, it seems like, we have people with job experience looking for jobs. We have people looking to hire people. Really, this area just kind of needs somebody kind of oversee distribution of labor and just match up employees with potential employers. Would be a lot of these people would be all set, it sounds like. Hey, I want to keep going this way just because keep on getting blocked from trying to go this way. Atten, can you take a look at this?
Say the word.
There we go. Thank you. There's nothing here. Okay, that's just a conference room, I guess. Keep locked. And another little breakout room. There was nobody guarding these doors down here. I'm not sure why the refugees don't expand up into this area if they're feeling a bit cramped. Oh, here's more Serico thugs.
I'm spoiling for a fight.
Okay, well, I'm guessing from how violent you guys are and the fact that you don't really want to say anything about yourself, we'll probably get a fight sooner or later, but not just at the moment.
This is Serico territory. Get out of here before we space you. Got it?
Didn't we already talk to you? Are you going to tell us who the Serico are now?
We are.
Okay. Maybe I can talk...
Hey, I thought I told you to stay out of here.
Did your voice just change? Okay, I was actually just going to try talking to you again so we could get the dialogue option if I want to speak to your leader, but... Okay. Guess we'll do this your way. And I'm going to try to... one of the things we learned from talking with the Handmaiden and her sisters was that fighting is a form of communication. So let's see if we can interpret what is going on in this fight.
More where that came from.
Okay, so he said, I'm going to miss you guys a lot, and we responded with, you're dead. I think that's pretty much all I could get from that conversation. Well, I guess we're just taking out the Serico.
More where that came from.
He was clearly saying, help me, brethren, and they were all saying, nah, we know we're overmatched.
This far. It's too bad you're not going any farther.
Oh, I misinterpreted that, apparently. Okay. Was that supposed to be a threat? Or you're the one asking for a beating? Or, I don't want any trouble. I'll be going now. I mean, I guess I did kill a couple of your guys, but in fairness, their names were marked in red, indicating that they were enemies. So, you know, whose fault is it really? Yeah, I don't want any trouble.
You've played target practice with my men. Your leaving isn't an option.
Okay, I guess we're have Serico, veteran, leader. Let's spin you around.
Let's test ourselves.
And using Force Whirlwind is my way of saying it's just funny to see you spinning around helplessly in the air while I kick you.
Let us test ourselves. Let us test ourselves.
I think Atten and that guy missing each other from a couple feet away says we're both fans of Police Squad. Okay, got a computer spike. Argazden Riot Buster. And a Sith battlesuit. What's this? Looked like a rifle, so I doubt anybody's going to be using it at the moment. Yeah, it's a rifle. Sonic, dexterity, and stun. During the Argazden subjugation of the Lordians, non-lethal technology was a profitable commodity. The Argazden Riot Buster knocks its target to the ground and stuns them. Okay. I never really noticed just how glowy that that heal effect is. It's got like some blue and green just kind of going all through it. Kind of cool to look at. Wondering how much of that was original and how much of that is in the like in the upgrade patch.
More where that came from. More where that came from.
Okay. Is this the... Yeah, there's this guy here.
More where that came from.
None of these guys had remains, did they? I mean, they have remains, but there's no loot in their remains.
Time to take you down to size.
I've got to give it to these thugs, though. They may not know how to answer questions, but
This will teach you.
they do seem rather brave and loyal, even after their leader's been taken down.
This will teach
More where that came from.
Well, I said no. On the one hand, there's not really any way they could have likely to be able to know that their leader's been taken down.
This will teach you.
But on the other hand,
More where that came from.
by the same token, there's not really any way they could have heard that we're intruders and not like, you know, guests of their boss or something. So maybe they're just not smart enough to ask questions any better than they are at answering them, and they just shoot on sight anybody they don't recognize. Oh. Okay, I thought there might be some loot here, but I guess we'll take out these guys first.
More where that came from.
I switched to Atten because this one was locked. See, these guys are clearly a little better off than the refugees. Security tunneler and frag grenades. It's not that the refugees probably have much need of either of those.
Pure Bazak.
Okay, flex heavy armor. Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm guessing that's... Okay, computer spike. I'm guessing that's going to be armor that gives a decent protection bonus, but allows a bit of movement. Okay, we have the Sith battle suit. This battle armor's name is actually created by Artek, who named it after the Sith to benefit from their fame or infamy. Its combat suit is very flexible for medium armor. Okay, defense bonus 7, max it. That is very flexible. Interesting, it's not actually from the Sith, it's just someone trying to cash in on the Sith name, which is a very corporate thing to do. And flex heavy armor. Flex heavy armor allows for greater mobility than even some medium armor. Primary alloy is still durasteel, but it is treated in methods that are poorly understood by most of the Republic. In fact, it is unclear who manufactures these rare suits of armor. Okay. Okay, Atton can't wear the Jedi robes and can't wear all this heavy armor. He can wear the Sith battle suit, though. Won't have as many saves, but will have a much higher defense bonus. And I'm pretty sure his... looks very odd on him, though. Yeah, his dexterity is getting a +6 bonus at the moment, so it, +7 dexterity max is still pretty good. Okay, that's going to take some getting used to, seeing you with that outfit after you spend most of the game in your,
Pure
your street
Bazak.
clothes. Strength enhancer. Okay, we can level up. Okay, so we have a upgraded strength enhancer, I guess. What does the Handmaiden have? Adrenaline amplifier, she can have a strength enhancer. Now this belt injects a steady but slow stream of stimulants into the wearer's bloodstream. That does not sound healthy. But somehow it increases fortitude, so I guess it's can't be that bad for you. Alright, let's see. We've been granted the following powers this level. Contention, Makashi lightsaber form. Okay, I think we were looking at forms earlier. And we saw... So we'll see this contention form, or the Makashi... yeah, contention. So let's see, probably want to upgrade something we already have, so we can upgrade our speed, force speed, or force redirection. Okay. This power gives the Jedi the ability to deflect range attacks without a lightsaber. Unlike with force deflection, the Jedi can also reflect these attacks back at enemies. This power is always in effect and provides an extra +3 to all deflection rolls. Okay, so we get +3 to all deflection rolls, so we'll be able to deflect more, and there's a chance of being able to deflect it back at enemies. That's top candidate at the moment. Let's see what else we can upgrade. That's the only other... these are the only actual upgrades we can do, so let's go with that. Okay, and we still need you to unlock some more stuff, though. Okay. So... Oh yeah, we also wanted to see... So we're using Force Channel, which has plus Force Generation and plus Force Damage, which is definitely going to be, or it's probably going to be what we stay on until we, you know, we're not planning on using the lightsaber much anyway, but certainly before we get a lightsaber. What was contention form? More does better against Jedi, but less blaster deflection. Do we have a description of this? Okay, here we go. So the contention form, also known as Makashi or Form 2, was specifically developed to combat other lightsaber users. This form has the following effects. Additional attack if wielding a lightsaber, more damage, less blaster bolt deflection, but higher save against force powers. Okay. We have like some mystery force powers. I guess these ones are likely to be at certain points in the game, or either at certain points in the game, or if we make certain decisions, we'll probably be granted more of those. So, okay. I guess that way we can see that there are such abilities potentially out there without spoiling what they are. Oh, hey, you're the guy who tried to told us we couldn't come through on this side. Oh, you do have remains, good. Some credits. Hey, 55 credit. You're not the one who told that woman that you'd arrange for her family to get get them off Nar Shaddaa and then left them there, are you?
Pure Pazak.
Hyper-adrenal strength and some more credits. Okay. I guess we can't just assume that everybody with 50 credits or more is necessarily the person who cheated them like that. Okay, frag grenade. A frag grenade and a Jedi Knight robe. What in the world is a Jedi Knight robe doing just in some random gang territory? Can we do anything with this airspeeder? It can quickly transport you to other areas in Nar Shaddaa. Okay. Can examine the airspeeder. The airspeeder is missing a navigation interface, maneuvering flaps, and power cells. Okay, we have a navigation interface. We don't have all the other stuff, but I guess if we got everything and fixed up the airspeeder, it would probably let us be able to just immediately travel to the different areas rather than having to run around all the time. Maybe we'll do that if we... This is about Otis. Otis is looking for work on Nar Shaddaa. He's a war veteran and skilled pilot, but needs to be sponsored for a pilot's license. Okay. I don't need this form. There we go. We probably don't need to fix the airspeeder, but maybe if we find the parts for it, we might come back and fix that up. Oh, hey, sorry, sir, but we kind of took out the rest of your gang, which makes you an enemy. So.
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Alright, so that was Seriko territory. Not as much going on there as I had been hoping. I was kind of hoping for like some amount of explanation of who they were, or maybe some kind of quest from them. They seemed more interested in just starting violence so that we could kill them. Okay, we have a couple of Gamorreans here. Working for the exchange. Hello. You the new muscle? Maybe. Probably not, but I guess I maybe shouldn't tell you that.
Just say the word.
Get out of there or I bash you. Okay, so they don't like us opening up these boxes in exchange territory. Let's not do that unless we make enemies of the exchange then. Okay, just more Gamorreans just hanging out in the break room, I guess. Yeah, the exchange sure is they're singular in their hiring policy so far. I guess Gamorreans aren't known for being terribly smart, but they are known for being incredibly strong and resilient, somewhat resistant to like blaster fire and cuts and things. I mean, they're not invincible, but they think have kind of thick skin and muscles, so not the type that you'd want to send on like super advanced secret missions, but pretty good and reliable for just being your muscle protecting your base as long as the enemy doesn't trick them. Or in our case, just not say no when they ask if we're the new muscle. Here's the dining room area, I guess. Okay, Sequesh, personal guard. This is Sequesh, I guess. He's the leader here. I think we'd heard his name before. Here's a couple personal guards. Is there any way we can close this door? No? Okay. Kind of hoping maybe we could close it, and that way, if things turn violent, we might have a little bit of time before those guys out there came in and joined the fray, but hopefully it just won't turn violent. I thought I'd picked up a new smell in the sector. Oh, then maybe you ought to start bathing. Are you the one running this place? And who are you? Get out of my way, Squidhead. Where I'll be going now. Yeah, if there's more smells, there should be more baths as well. Is it humor? Such a human indulgence. And look where your filthy people are now. Well, I mean, if you're talking about the refugees down there, you'd think like being in that kind of situation, that's actually one of the times you need humor the most. Are you suggesting that Quarren don't go for humor? Like you don't have senses of humor? Seems strange. And it's certainly not exclusive to humans. We do know that many other species do have senses of humor, so if anything, it seems like not having a sense of humor would be more of a Quarren thing. So how might I show my support for the exchange? Are you the one running this place? Or one of the refugees has a terrible disease? And who are you? Okay. Well, we did want to speak to you about one of the refugees does have a terrible disease, and wondering if you can help out with that. Why do you tell me this? If you don't relax your hold on the refugees, the disease will spread. Or you'd better kill them before the disease can spread. No reason. I'd like to ask something else. Yeah, we were kind of hoping maybe you could let the refugees spread out a bit. Well, sorry. Camera kept getting tilted, I guess. If you don't relax your hold on the refugees, the disease will spread. Very well. I'll give the rats a little more space, if you'll deal with the diseased one. Alright, I'll take care of him. I don't have the skills needed to cure him. I'll kill him. Yeah, I tried curing him. That didn't really work. I didn't ask you to cure him. I asked you to take care of him. Okay, I guess I'll take care of him. We'll figure out some way to do that. Fine, now stop wasting my valuable time. Huh. Okay, not really sure I forget why we were looking for this question in the first place, but somehow this all got tied in with trying to take care of Gariel's disease and letting refugees have some more space. So let's see if there's something we can do that can like improve our treat disease or something. Or see, there's skill. No. Skills. Here we go. Treat injury. We only have no skill plus, you know, our whatever score is driving that wisdom. Okay, she has 13 treat injury, and Atten's completely useless in this regard. No wisdom and no ability. That seems about right. But maybe we can have the Handmaiden talk to him, and she might be able to try treat injury and figure out what's going on. Okay, I know we don't want to dig into stuff while the guards are threatening that they don't want us digging into things. Oh. Magnetically sealed door.
Damn thing's stuck.
Okay, we can't open it up from this side either. Okay, guess we... back this way. So, alright, let's have you try to see if you can do something with them.
Keep back. I am ill. Contagious.
Okay, you've told us that already. Maybe does part of your illness have to do with short-term memory loss? Okay, let's try to treat the injury.
But I might.
Yeah. I'll accept the risk, and this time it's not going to be me treating you, it's the Handmaiden, so it's really, I guess, her risk.
I won't turn.
It seems like he's doing a
You're
meditation.
very kind.
Sorry, I can't do more to help. Okay, so let's see. That didn't work. Why are you hanging around like you're part of the party? And Atten, what are you doing way back there? Actually, that kind of makes sense. Being the ranged guy, you should be hanging back more. And but that's mainly if a fight breaks out, not while we're trying to do medical treatments on him. Maybe Atten's a bit of a germaphobe and just wants to be as far away from the sick guy as possible.
Keep back.
Okay. So Quesh told me I must deal with you.
Please don't kill me. But I
don't know if there's any other... apparently running around a bit.
You're very kind, but I don't think it helped much.
Huh. But imagine just running away and back again didn't help much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else we can do to help this guy? I think let's explore around some more in some of the other areas. We'll probably have to come back and do something with this guy anyway. Don't want to kill him. Hey, how did we miss another named person? Nada.
Are you one of Saquesh's men? Did you take my daughter?
Slow down. Tell me what happened. Or what do you mean? I didn't take your daughter. Not my problem. I'm going now. Okay. No, I didn't take your daughter, but slow down. What happened?
The overseer, Sakwesh, he took my daughter to sell to the Hutts, all because I told him I could not pay his tribute.
Okay. Can I help you get her back? Or by admitting weakness, you leave yourself vulnerable. Well, that seems a very Kreia line there. You should pay the tribute. Not my problem. Yeah, is there anything I can do to help get her back?
I owe Sakwesh 600 credits. I don't have enough.
I could pay your debt for you. I'll find where he's hiding Adana and release her. I will kill Sakwesh and free your daughter. Or not my problem, I'll be going now. We could pay the debt. The question is, I guess trying to think like what's a good long-term solution. Because I mean, killing Sakwesh would be a long-term solution, although then that creates a power vacuum. Depending on how much he was doing to keep order here, it could end up even worse things. If someone even worse than him comes along, and just I don't doubt that he's probably done something worthy of death, but this doesn't seem like this is being done for justice reasons. It's just like, yeah, he's a problem, let's remove him. Find where he's hiding Adana and release her. That seems a very short-term solution because, I mean, as soon as he finds out that Adana's missing, he's just gonna try to either kidnap her again or do even worse, and you'd have to immediately just try to disappear and then spend probably the rest of your life on the run from the exchange, and possibly a very short life it would be. I guess that also might apply with killing Sakwesh, but if we do that, then that's more of making us a target, not necessarily Adana and her mom. So yeah, we'll try paying the debt. See if Sakwesh will go for that.
You would? Oh, thank you. Please, hurry. If he's already delivered her to the Hutts, it will be impossible to find her.
Okay. Let's go back. Oh, another name. We did come down here. I guess just assuming that most of the refugees were unnamed and wasn't really checking. Okay. Refugee. Husef. Oh, Husef. That was one of the ones we were. And Ada. You were actually someone else mentioned, and you. I don't think we've heard your name before, but you do have a name, so. Okay, Miss, we will help with your daughter, but first we need to talk to all the other named people here.
Welcome, traveler. My name's Husef. I try to look out for the other refugees. I appreciate you convincing Sakwesh to give us more space. We're indebted to you.
Is there anything I could help you with? Or can you tell me about what's going on in this area? Or I'll be going. Yeah, I guess I'm collecting side quests at the moment. If you've got anything, speak up.
You've already helped us greatly. Life should start improving for us.
Okay. Items received lightsaber emitter Dude, you just had a lightsaber component on you? Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You wiped out all of the Serico on your own? Whew. Impressive. You've made things easier for us around here.
There was another option that he had that I was gonna ask about what was going on around here, but I guess maybe that had to do with the Serico, and so now that first time we talked to him, it was, okay, hey, you helped with this problem. Now, second time we talked to him, oh, you helped with this problem. I guess we'll just keep, maybe after we help people, just come back and talk to this guy. Yeah, anything else we can help with?
You've already helped us great.
Okay, yeah, life start improving. I mean, if we can do something about him. Although, with the Serico wiped out, you guys could probably just expand into there. Doesn't seem to be anybody stopping you. Ada.
Another refugee? I'm sad to see another join our ranks. I lost my husband Lutra long ago in the Jedi Civil War.
Okay, yeah, totally not my fault. But, you lost your husband. What happened? I'm so sorry to hear it. I'll be going now. Or tell your tale to someone who cares. Now get out of my way. Yeah, I would it help to talk about it? Is, like, the fact that you're just kind of opening with that, is this like you need to get something off your chest or something? What happened?
When Telos was bombarded by the Sith, some of us were able to escape on in-system shuttles. We floated in orbit for weeks before we were picked up by Republic capital ships.
Ah, you were on Telos when it was bombarded. Okay. Yeah, that would that would do it. So, why did the Sith let the in-system shuttles survive? I'm sorry to hear it. I'll be okay.
I think the Sith wanted witnesses to what happened to Telos, and I've been drifting from planet to planet ever since, only to end up here with nowhere left to go.
Okay. So, was your husband killed, like, in the bombardment, or how does this really relate to that? If there's any way I can help, let me know. Maybe suggest an editor who can help you punch up your story a little bit, get it, make sure you have all the relevant information and in the right order.
You were kind to offer, but unless you can return my husband to me, there is little that you can do.
I'll see what I can do, but that's probably a pretty tall order. So I'll be going now. Oh, yeah, we got our lightsaber upgrade. Sold to the Hutts. Nada's daughter Adana was kidnapped by the Overseer and will be sold to the Hutt. You hope to pay off her debt to convince Sequesh to release the girl. You've convinced Sequesh to put less pressure on the refugees. Seriko thugs are still a nuisance. No, they are not. They're all dead. It is very difficult to be a nuisance when you're dead. So, okay, okay, no, just Kevin here. Hello, Kevin. Hey, stranger, interested in some information for a mere 20 credits? 20 creds? Sure, I guess I'm just paying everybody for any information they bring me, so why not? I've done a little scouting out of the exchange camp. I think there's a killing to be made. They have containers filled with goods. With a stealth generator and some basic security skills, you could rob them without the guards even noticing. Thanks for the tip. I kind of already saw the containers. I guess this is kind of reminding you that, hey, if you wanted to go stealthy, you could probably access the containers without the guards noticing, but I don't think we really need to do that at the moment. I get the feeling at some point we're going to end up pushing Sequesh too far and end up just fighting the entire exchange branch here on Arshada anyway. Okay, Sequesh, buddy, got another request for you. Gonna need you to let go of the daughter of some woman that owes you money. Look at this, the creature has returned. What does it want this time? You the one running this place? And who? It's like we haven't been introduced to him before. Yeah, you're running this place still, right? I am Sequesh, the overseer of this sector, voice of the exchange. You would do well to show some respect, human. Okay, I'd like to talk with you about Adana. Why do you dislike humans so much? As interested as I am to hear why he dislikes humans so much, Adana probably takes higher priority, so let's go with that. Adana, yes, the feisty one. Nada's daughter. She's not your concern. I just noticed Nada and Adana is just like, just take the N and put it between the double A's there. So, so let's see. We can try to force persuade. You will let Adana go. Or why do you hold Adana? I would like to settle the debt in exchange for Adana's freedom. Or you should hurry and sell the girl. The refugees plan a rescue. Let Adana go, or I will kill you. How are we going now? Let's find out, like, why are you holding Adana? I mean, regardless of the debt, it does seem like a bit of a scummy move, but we should probably hear your side of the story first. The girl's mother owes me a large sum of credit she cannot pay, so I will sell Adana to the Hutts. That doesn't seem very reasonable. So, you will let Adana go. I will let Adana go. Thank you, Sequash. Or, you will die anyway. It'd be kind of interesting if it was like force persuade. You will die anyway. I will die anyway. But no, thank you. It's been a pleasure doing more business with you, I guess. Okay, so we should probably...
Let's not make this a habit. I don't want your good nature rubbing off on me.
Oh. Aw, Etten gains some influence with that in there. Which I did notice when we were looking through the character things. Etten seems to be light side. I thought he was a bit further down before, so I think us being like super light side and hanging out with Etten all the time, we are kind of rubbing off on him a bit and making him a bit more light side. I think if we went full dark side, the people we were took into the party would probably be they'd probably be getting more and more dark side-ish. Is this the Hey, what are you doing? Just breaking into here. I thought this might be where the girl was being kept, and since Sequash, whatever his name was, said to let her go, I thought I'd let her out. Apparently I was wrong, and so now we're, I guess, enemies of the exchange. Okay, let us see if it's true what Yoda says, that size matters not, and we actually can lift up a bulky Gamorrean. We can. Good to know.
More where that came from.
I guess that makes sense. If Luke can pick up, an entire X-wing, even momentarily, we should be able to. Like, Gamorrean guards shouldn't be that much more difficult. No, we're not enemies with everybody, just those two. I guess the rest of them didn't really care about these guys. They're like, yeah, they got what they deserved. Although, if that means nobody's watching. Let's see what's in here. Etten, you're up.
Pure Bazak.
Ooh, some credits, some components, and some more credits. Cool. Now, did anybody notice that and make us enemies of the entire exchange, or because we're around the corner, did nobody notice? Okay, we got battle stimulant. Hey, you cool? You're not mad at us for stealing stuff? Okay, good. You guys, you're not upset that we stole from the exchange? Good. We're all cool here. Exchange thug and refugee don't seem like they'd be, like, it's not immediately obvious that they would be friends, but I guess maybe they... Okay, that's Karana. For some reason From a distance, she seemed a lot shorter than that, and I was wondering if that was Adana. Okay, where is Nada? Oh, here she is. You look a lot like the Mandalorian girl that we met in the first game. Don't think you are. She's it's been a couple years, and I don't know why she'd be here, but yeah.
Thank you so much for returning my Adana to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Items received: Ion Charger Mark III. I don't know how much an Ion Charger Mark III is worth. It's going to be a blaster upgrade component, but I'm assuming blaster. But that should be worth at least a few credits. You'd think if you're holding on to something like that, you could have sold it to pay off your debt. Is it really worth holding on to that, and just in the hopes that some random stranger would get your daughter back?
Hey, thanks for saving me.
You're welcome. Seemed kind of a little odd filter on your voice there, but okay, let's. Let's see. I think I was gonna go with dexterity. Make her a little bit harder to hit if we raise that to 4. Then we'll probably just focus on strength, because I don't think dexterity helps with hand-to-hand combat much other than just making it harder to hit. Oh, you've got some more treat injury. Maybe we can try healing him again. Okay. 2-weapon fighting isn't going to help if you're going unarmed. Okay. Bonus to all saving throws. Master power attack. Okay, master toughness. The character is further fortified against damage. The character gains an additional +1 vitality point at each level up. Okay, retroactive for levels previously gained. In addition to its previous one. Okay, so that a little bit tougher. That would be good. Okay, can't really upgrade it. Ichani Strike or Unarmed Specialist. So what's this? Okay, continued teamwork training grants the character a +4 bonus to hit an enemy that is being attacked by another party member. That seems like a good choice. So from +2 to +4. Make it a little bit easier to attack things that the rest of us are attacking. Since we all seem to gang up on guys one at a time, that seems to be good to focus on that. Atten, we just want pure dexterity because he's going to be our ranged guy, so... Okay. Dude, he's...
That was so kind of you to help out Nadar and Adana.
Right, but this guy's sick. You shouldn't be... You should give him some space unless you're trying to treat him or something.
Keep back.
Okay. Let's try treat injury again.
But You're very...
Okay, sorry I can't do more to help.
Thank you.
Okay. There's got to be some way we can try to bump up our skill or something so we can try that. Unless maybe that's not even... Maybe that there's no possibility of that succeed. Oh hey, this door's open now. Okay, let's head back here.
Let's
see. 3 bricks of spice out to Elysia, then with a turnaround. No, that won't work. Come back. Here so soon? I wasn't expecting you for. Well, not now. Anyway.
Another has laid claim to the landing pad of the Red Eclipse.
Yeah, well, I tried to explain that, you see, but,
We travel a long way through the blackness to Nar Shaddaa for bodies. The spice planets need to be fed these bodies, or their production runs dry. Yet we come here, find our territory usurped, another ship lying where the Red Eclipse shadow lies. You will explain this with your screams, or your
I
life.
had no choice. These thugs showed up, and they said that you could go spice yourselves. And I was like, no, this is the Red Eclipse, and...
Enough. We will wait for these trespassers, and we shall see the color of their blood. Okay, see Kreia interact with Baldur.
Kreia? Is something wrong?
Not as of yet.
Someone's trying to board
Yes. What happens next is not our fight, and your first reaction will not serve us here. Let us see what the exile will do.
It seemed a little uncalled for, Kreia. Find the owner of this ship. These others, lock them in the hold. After that, we will wait.
Finally, my ticket off this hole. Looks like it's been through hell. It's good to be back on the old girl. Hey, what are you doing on my ship?
You're the owner of this ship.
Damn right I am. What are you...
Tell the captain we have him. Dude, I bet you're really regretting insisting that we give you the ship now. Okay, so I guess we should probably head over to the ship and try to sort things out first. What are you working on there, buddy? Looks like you're trying to weld something. Oh, good to see you made it back all right. It was no trouble. Leave me alone or I'll sell you back to Coden. I'll be going now. Yeah, it's good to see you made it back all right, more or less. This was the droid that, the droid owner here, I guess, had to sell it to this Coden guy. We ended up getting it back, and for some reason it didn't want to go all the way back, but I guess it's still working on something out here, so as long as it's happy. There is the one, as was told to us. You have attempted to claim territory of the Red Eclipse. For that, your lives are now ours. I don't know that I agree to that exchange rate there. How about I'll fight you for it?
Time to take you down to size.
I'm wondering which Jedi technique it is that lets somebody just swing a sword into you with a very meaty thunk and lets you just kind of shrug it off. It's like, yeah, no big deal.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Let us test ourselves.
Oh. I think I might have deflected a shot back at him. Like, in a way that actually hit him. Not just... None of you guys are carrying anything worth looting? What kind of thugs are you? And you guys, standing over at the ship, don't you even care that your buddies just got slaughtered? It's got to be some of the worst excuses for slavers I think I've ever seen. Let's see what's going on board. Whoa! How many of you guys ended up boarding this thing?
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Adam, you don't need to scream that every time. Witty one-liners get considerably less witty when that's all you say constantly. Just start sounding a little bit over-rehearsed is all.
More where that came from.
Probably not all, but let's heal up a bit. So, okay. Oh. Yeah, your buddies probably could have used your help in the other room. I mean, not that I'm complaining. I appreciate that you guys gave us plenty of time to sort of heal and recharge and not get overwhelmed, but just thinking of it from a strictly tactical standpoint, it wasn't the smartest move on you guys have made.
More where that came from. More where that came from. Let's settle this.
Hey, he said something different. See, I knew you could do it, Adam. I mean, this guy not participating kind of made a little bit of sense. It seemed like he almost tried to ambush us as we ran past. It just didn't really work. Okay. I wonder if there's a mod to, like, just have Atten not speak constantly during combat.
More where that came from.
You trespass on the territory of the Red Eclipse. We shall not surrender it without blood. We already have the captain of this vessel. We caught him as he crawled on board, thinking to leave. If you cross us, you will end up dead. I don't know if you noticed this, but we kind of already spilled a lot of you guys' blood. If blood is the price for the territory, then there's already been a lot of it this day. But I do not ask for your blood. I ask for your obedience. Or then you'll join the rest of your crew as corpses. So be it. Prepare yourself. So I guess there's really no way to try to talk him down. Maybe he's either too strong-minded or too just too worked up at the moment that it sounds like we're not going to get, we're not going to be able to force persuade him. We can't negotiate this. It's probably because too much blood has been spilled. So we can either demand his obedience, which maybe that would get him to stop, but I don't know, it seems more like maybe we're trying to recruit an army there. I don't know if that would be... It might be a less bloody option, but that also seems like a bit of a power thing. Like, that's still kind of a dark side move. Just, I demand subjugation. Or then you'll join the rest of your crew as corpses. That's a bit threatening. I think we'll go with so be it. Prepares it. We'll, you know, he's named his terms. We'll accept it, and we'll do this honorably. And by honorably, I mean you're gonna spin around a lot while we just beat up on you. I said you're gonna spin around a lot. Fine, you'll spin around. Thank you.
Look, there's been a misunderstanding. The ship, it's all yours. Consider it a gift, all right? Didn't know you were messing with Red Eclipse slavers. Guess those stories about the Hawk being a cursed vessel are true.
Get off my ship before I throw you out. I accept your gift. Be careful in the future. Very well. Leave now. Yeah, thank you. We did technically give the ship to you, so we will accept it back gratefully. Appreciate it.
Great. I'll just find my way out, all right?
Yeah, you just follow the trail of bodies. Really not that hard. What are we looking for? Oh, we're having a force vision? Oh. Interesting. So, in our force vision, we saw not only Kreia and Bao-Dur, we also saw the Handmaiden and Atten on the floor. And now we have this lady who I think we saw in one of the cutscenes with one of the Sith Lords. So I guess presumably we sorted things out. We got all the bodies off the ship and everything, and maybe we took a bit of a rest. We went somewhere, and then now she's come on board the ship and done something to the rest of the crew. I'm assuming that's what's happening. It's a little bit odd that they didn't show any time passing or us going off and doing anything else, but that's kind of the only way I think we can really read that. So, who are you? Or what have you done to the crew? Prepare to defend yourself, assassin. I don't know who you are, but you won't be alive much longer. Yeah, first things first, how's the crew? What have you done to them? Okay, red lightsaber, definitely a bit of a warning sign there. Can we pick you up and spin you? No. Ouch, that actually kind of hurts a bit. Can I throw a grenade at you? Yes, but it hurts me too. Okay, how about if I run this way so I can heal up a bit. Also getting some passive healing, so that's good. Hey, no fair. You were supposed to keep following me this way, not head me off. You clearly don't understand how these epic Jedi on Jedi duels go. Okay. So, let's see. Aha, what if I do this? And then you're stuck. And I throw another grenade at you. I try to use... There we go. There's the Force Whirlwind. Aha. Oh. Ah! What's going on? Oh, stay back. Okay, good. She's over there. Aha, here we go. Oh. We're supposed to stay there. Okay, so we can hit her with Force Whirlwind, but man, she resists it pretty well. So it's not easy. There we go. Maybe it helps getting her when she's unsuspecting. Oh, okay. Hey. Fine, almost have you down. There we go. Oh, you turned around too soon. Let's, Nope. Okay. Someday the bards will sing of this duel as they do of the very similar duel between Revan and Malik. Okay, where'd you go? There we go. Aha! Yeah, take that.
My lightsaber. You've destroyed it. I yield, Master. It is as I heard through the Force. My life for yours.
Uh-huh. Okay, what is going on here? So, I will not kill you. Arise, but do not attack me again. And what have you to offer more than your life? You pledge yourself to me? I'm in need of servants, not corpses. Okay, all these seem very, odd for the situation. Like, I would expect an option of, like, okay, what in the world is going on at the moment? So, I guess the closest to that is you pledge yourself to me? Like you just attacked me, and then we ran around the ship a bunch of times, and now you're like, okay, I'm pledging myself to you. What's going on here?
I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior. It is as I felt.
Okay.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy.
Okay. What's a Miraluka? Is her kind rare? Is she going to be alright? Or will she recover? I have uses for her. Also, we have this medical station on board our ship. Why don't we just get the guy out of the refugee sector and bring him here, where we might be able to have a better chance of figuring out what's wrong with them? Yeah, what's a Miraluka?
I heard they had a colony on the Midrim, almost halfway between Onderon and Dantooine. Then, it wasn't there anymore. The whole planet was wiped out. Nothing left alive. No one knows why.
Atten, you've been hanging around with the Serico a bit too much. That does not actually answer the question of what is a Miraluka. Like, is it a particular race? Is it a religious group? Is it a family name? What are you even talking about? Okay. So the whole planet was wiped out, nothing left alive, no one knows why. Maybe she knows. Well, she might, but Atten, you're useless. Is she going to be all right? And now Atten's probably going to respond with, something about like, it looks like she has a lightsaber.
Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad. Looks like she was already carrying her share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
Okay. See, if her condition changes, let me know. I didn't want to hurt her. Or let me know when she awakens. I have questions for her. I only want her to live long enough for the interrogation. Yeah, I mean, she just attacked me. I had no grudge against her, but so, yeah, maybe she'll get better. We can ask her what in the world is going on here.
She is a threat to us.
Okay. I won't harm her if that's what you're asking. I trust her more than I trust you. She's useful, and I do not mean to kill her yet. Well, I mean, yeah, she's a threat to us, but only insofar as she's working for a Sith Lord who sent her, presumably as an assassin, to try to kill us, and she's already tried to do that and only stopped when we physically beat her and she could no longer fight anymore. But, I mean, everybody has their flaws. I'm not going to harm her if that's what you're asking.
I am not asking that she be harmed or interrogated, but she is of the Sith, and she has attacked us once. She should not be allowed to walk freely on the ship.
You've scavenged a part from Visas Mar's lightsaber. Oh, cool. Okay, we gained some dark side points, not sure from what. But net light side shift. Received a lightsaber focusing lens fixture. Didn't we already have one of those? Was it something else? And we gained some influence with her. So, okay, we have that Jedi Knight robe. Okay, no, we had the emitter fixture. Now the focusing lens fixture. Oh, cool. We've found everything we need for Beodor to fix up a lightsaber for us. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to do that. I guess, wow, with all this stuff going on, I was not expecting quite so much to be happening just from us coming back to our ship. But I guess now is a perfect time to be talking to some more people and, before we get to the other half of Nar Shaddaa. Okay, first let's talk to Beodor because, we can get our lightsaber. Then we'll be much more impressive, even if we're not planning on actually using it in combat all that much.
I didn't want to talk about the war, but can I ask you something?
Okay. What is it? Oh, now you want to talk about it? Or maybe another time. Yeah, what is it you want to ask about?
Why did you decide to fight?
The Mandalorians had to be stopped. The Jedi served no one with inaction. It was a mistake. I should have respected the Council's wishes. Or I was eager to join the great battle. Now, the Mandalorians had to be stopped, and diplomacy didn't really seem like an option.
I felt the same way. I remembered when word of the Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. My people had colonies across the Outer Rim. Many of them were among the first systems to fall.
As good a reason as any for joining. Or so you wanted revenge? Or unlike many of the Jedi, I could not stand by and watch. This is Beodor's sharing himself. We don't need to turn it into a self-righteous, oh, look how great I am. Yeah, that seemed like a pretty good reason for joining.
I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I hated them. I wanted to destroy them. To give them the mercy they gave the people they conquered. I remember the thrill I felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt?
That sounds a bit less noble, I admit. Jedi are trained to resist such strong emotions. Yes, I felt it too, the rush of life as the Mandalorians were cut down. Or I detached myself from the frenzy of battle. It was impersonal. Yeah, this is one thing I know we've criticized the Jedi before for perhaps being a little overzealous in downplaying emotions, but that kind of hatred, that might be something that it's good to resist. Yeah.
I couldn't do that. It was almost as though the battle took control of me, drove me forward. It's always on my mind now. That loss of control blinded me, turned me into a weapon. I just needed to get that off my chest. Was there something you wanted me for?
Yeah, actually I did want to see if you could fix this lightsaber for me.
Let me see what you have. That's everything. Now all you need is a little quiet time with the workbench.
Ooh, what kind of lightsaber do you want to create? A double-bladed lightsaber or a one-handed lightsaber? Let's go with a double-bladed lightsaber. That's kind of fun. What colors focusing crystal do you use? The focusing crystal can later be changed. We only have the cyan one, so... Hey, we got an achievement. We constructed our first lightsaber. Alright. Can we upgrade it at all? Do we have any of the stuff we need to upgrade a lightsaber? These exotic weapons are rare and most often associated with Jedi attracted to the dark side of the Force, the double-bladed lightsaber, for whom reckless aggression is sometimes considered an asset. The double-bladed lightsaber is capable of inflicting more damage, but is also less precise than the single-bladed variant. Okay, not really trying to associate ourselves with the dark side, just thought it looked kind of cool. And yeah, that cyan crystal does look kind of nice and pretty impressive with the double blades there. So, okay, so we can upgrade the lens. Don't think we have anything else we can do to it, but Kunda Stone has numerous practical applications in medicine and communications. It can also be combined with normal lens to produce a broader yet still focused beam. Modifications, okay. So this just lets us deflect things better. Good. And even though we're not going to equip it normally, we will equip it to our secondary slot, where we had the torch, little plasma torch that we'd been using to open things. I think we can use a lightsaber for the same purpose. Okay, so let's see. Anything else from Bowder?
Yes, General?
Okay, no, just shields. Okay. So I think it looked like Visas is probably there where we encountered her. Handmaiden's back here where she's so she can practice talking to herself through combat. Atton's up front in the cockpit, and Kreia's taking the other one, and T3 is kind of running all over the place. So let's talk the Handmaiden next.
Yes?
What are you doing? Can you teach me some fighting moves? Can I ask you some questions? Oh, can you teach me some fighting moves? Can you, like, make me fight better?
Training is something reserved for certain caste members of the Achani, but I do not see the harm in instructing you in some basic principles. I do not understand how you and Atris fight, but I will instruct you on how Achani children are raised on warfare.
Okay. I am not a child. Was that a stab at me? That seems as good a place as any to begin. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's not really meant as an insult. It's I'm not a Chani. I don't have all this training. Need to learn to walk before you can run. That makes perfect sense.
All Ichani fighting principles rely on foundations. If one does not understand the most basic of fighting moves, it is not possible to understand the higher tiers.
Yeah.
It is similar to learning the alphabet of a language before being able to use words, then sentences.
Well, maybe to a certain extent, although I don't know. Do you need to learn the alphabet of a language if you're only speaking it rather than writing it? How closely are those tied together, I wonder? I understand. I'm ready. Can we dispense with the lecture and get on with this? That is always the proper attitude when trying to learn something extremely complex and new. Is just like, yeah, we don't need to do anything except just get right down to it. Or forget it. Never mind. Okay. I understand. I'm ready.
As a foundation, I will instruct you in our elementary movements. The body itself is the first weapon you must master. It is not something that can be described. Let us duel, you and I, and that shall teach you more than my words can. Use only your hands and feet to strike at me, nothing else, or our combat shall be over. Do not resort to using any items or any force techniques you may possess. Such things will obstruct learning.
Okay, so I have to, just like with the other Ichani duel at the academy, I can't just pick you up in the air and spin you with the force, so. Alright, no force powers, weapons, or items, got it. Does that include no armor or clothes? Prepare yourself then. I guess we were told at the Ichani Academy, like, we had to take off our armor and just, like, be wearing our undergarments, but that's, I don't know, maybe this is more of a, since we're just learning the foundations, maybe we don't need to go that far, so. Hope you're ready to hit the floor. Yeah, I want you to teach me. Now, I hope you're ready for me to just beat you, because apparently that's likely to happen. Let me prepare myself. This contest shall be quick. I'm thinking it probably will be, but probably not in my favor. So, yeah, no force powers, weapons, or items. Got it.
Very well. I shall match my movements to resist your efforts. And do not hold back, or I will hurt you.
Okay, apparently we are going without armor. Okay, so yeah, no force powers. Wait a sec, you just used something. Can I use an ability? No.
You fought well, but you announce your motions before attacking, sometimes quite loudly. Take as long as you need to recover, and if you wish, we shall fight again.
Okay. It's difficult to hurt you. I'd like to try again. I didn't need this anyway, just leave me alone. Yeah, it is kind of difficult. I don't know what... I'm not sure if this is meaning it's difficult to hurt you as in, man, that was a tough fight, or if it's difficult like, oh, I don't want to hurt one of my traveling companions, and so I'm holding back. I guess, yeah, we'll see which way we're going with this.
Of course. I do not wish to be hurt. If you wish to hurt me, then you must try harder. It is not a contest of raw strength, but of action and reaction.
Okay, I'll try again some other time. Yeah. Guess we'll have to work a little bit harder to try to be able to overcome her without using any force abilities or anything. And let me put some clothes on before heading off and speaking to anyone else. Kreia! So, I think you spent most of the time unconscious, but we had some invaders on the ship, then we had, then it wasn't our ship anymore, and then it was our ship, and then we had another invader on the ship, and now she's over in the other bunk place because apparently Force users need entire rooms to themselves and can't share with anybody else. How's it going with you?
You have befriended the seer.
Seer? You mean the blind Sith? Or the Miraluka? Why do you call her a seer? I don't understand how she tracked us down. Or how do you think she found us? I guess one thing I'm not sure of... I'm curious. I think I mentioned at the beginning that I had installed a patch to restore some lost content, but some of the content was, it had been removed because it had been unfinished, and there's only so much you can do to restore it. I wonder if maybe some of this has to do with that. Maybe that's why it just seemed to kind of jump between things, so that they didn't. Maybe there was some deleted content that had been restored in there. I don't know. Also, I'm not really sure what I mean by befriended. I mean, I didn't kill her, and then she's apparently woken up and gone to the other side of the ship. That's not really a great friendship, but... the Miraluka, why do you call her a seer? Or, seer, you mean the blind Sith? I guess, have we really addressed the fact that she's blind? She does have the veil that's over her eyes, so that maybe should be a bit of a clue, but don't know if it's really come up in conversation before. But yeah, do you mean her?
Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people. The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, the empty places of this ship are filled. I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. In saving her, you may destroy yourself. And do not mate with her. Whatever you may feel, whatever urges consume you, do not let them control you. Such a union would breed difficulties.
Kind of jumping the gun there a bit, Kreia. We haven't even really spoken to her, at all. Definitely not looking. We're not looking for a marriage proposal anytime soon. So that's really none of your business. Or just because I saved her doesn't mean I was going to charge up her loading ramp. Or that isn't part of the Jedi Code. I think we're done talking about this. Yeah. Yeah. Let's change topics, please.
We shall see. I trust your exile has taught you restraint and discipline in the ways of the flesh. Like the servant of Atris, this one has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us, to you. Do not underestimate her, or her loyalty.
Okay. Ties to her master, perhaps, and I intend to follow that bond to its source when the opportunity presents itself. If she can see through the Force, maybe she can help us find allies. If she can see through the Force, maybe she can help us find the lost Jedi. Trust me, all I wanted was her lightsaber. I think I can help her. She doesn't seem evil. Actually, if there's anyone I don't trust, it's you. Actually, in all honesty, so far, the only people that seem really trustworthy are Beodur, who we know from the war, and T3, who seems to just be a, friendly little droid that's happy to be part of the team. Not really sure how much I trust anybody else on this ship at the moment. Let's see. So I think I can help her. She doesn't seem evil. Trust me, all I want was like... Maybe she can help us find the lost Jedi. I mean, that would be a good use of her abilities if we can convince her. It also seems very, very foolish, considering, as far as we know, she's still working for a Sith Master who would probably also love to know where the Jedi Masters are. But apparently we don't think she seems evil. We don't think that the Sith lady who snuck on board our ship, knocked out our crewmates, tried to kill us, and only stopped when we broke her lightsaber and soundly defeated her, seems evil. That's a very interesting take on the situation. I wonder where we're going with it.
To show mercy to a Sith is to invite a blade to your throat. You walk a fool's path, and I will not aid you in helping her.
Hen said her planet was wiped out, and it was the only colony of her people in this sector of the galaxy. Her entire planet was destroyed. She has no home left. Do you know why her homeworld was destroyed? Yeah, Kreia, let's just try to be direct. Do you know why she doesn't have a homeworld here?
Because it was its time. Perhaps you should ask her. It begs many questions. Her people are not prone to violence, war, or hatred, yet their planet is obliterated, scoured from the face of the galaxy, and all that remains is a Sith.
Well, if her people all see through the Force, then maybe someone wanted to blind them. It seems strange a Force-sensitive world was obliterated. I'm not sure yet. It means we've got problems. Yeah, maybe their Force-seeing was like why they were attacked. So I don't know how well the game has explained this or will explain it, but basically, I guess to summarize what we've heard about the Miraluka, as well as at least there's a little bit of knowledge I know from other Star Wars media. The Miraluka are basically a species or a breed of human, or very close to human, but they don't see. Like, they're born blind. I don't even know if they have eyes, because every depiction of them has their eyes covered with some kind of veil or mask or something. So they are born unable to see physically, but with a Force ability that lets them see very well through the Force. And so that lets them see pretty normally, for navigation and fighting and things like that, but also, I guess, allows them some amount of Force sight and sensitivity and things. And presumably it also has stronger implications. I don't know, being able to see farther, or whether they can see more events in the future or what, but it's something that somebody wants to probably wanted to eliminate. So let's assume that somebody wanted to blind them.
The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life, and now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied.
Someone wants this sector of the galaxy blind to the Force so they can move freely, or strike without warning.
I fear you are right, and I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger, and there are spirits in the galaxy whose hunger is never satisfied. But there is little to be done about it now. Watch the seer carefully. She may reveal more.
Okay. Do we have other questions?
Ask, and I will answer.
Okay. When Visas attacked, she did something to my eyesight. What's wrong with your eyes? Great. What? Okay, so we've asked a lot of these. That's right. When we did start attacking her, we got a weird effect on the screen momentarily that seemed like things were going a bit fuzzy for us. So, yeah.
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes.
What? All right. I'm not ready for this yet. Okay, we'll close our eyes.
Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the Handmaiden's training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Hey, T3 has a stuck motivator. Now, this does seem to indicate that there's something more to this than just a Jedi's ability to sense, because as I understand it, in Star Wars lore, most Jedi, their ability to like sense other beings and things, comes from sensing the life of other beings. Hence why like Yoda went and hit on Dagobah after the Emperor took over, because surrounding himself with life, it's very difficult for the Sith to be able to sense him that way. And this also means that often it can be hard to really sense droids. So this ability, the fact that we're focusing on T3 and being able to determine all this stuff about him, seemed to indicate this is something very different from just a normal Jedi sense. So yeah, stuck motivator. Sorry.
Now stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
We are not in hyperspace. We are still on Nar Shaddaa, as far as I know. Hey, I can hear it catching it. It's not fully fixed. I guess we're... Kreia's trying to teach us, and all we're focusing on is like, oh, hey, there's this and this, we need to work on that. And...
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KotOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
I heard her speaking. Or I heard her thoughts. What was that? I think we're aware that she wasn't apparently speaking in words, she was just thinking it.
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
But how did I do that? Can I do that whenever I wish? Was I always able to do that? Yeah, how did that happen?
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not. Because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest.
Gain +1 awareness and recovered some of your connection to the Force. Okay. Gain some influence with Kreia. Gain some maximum Force points. Okay. I do think there were some other questions we could ask you, though.
You have grown strong in the Force. I can feel its touch upon you. Do not let the higher mysteries blind you to others. Turning away from that which tempts you or causes you fear is not strength. Facing it is. I have seen you display many acts of mercy, charity in our journey. Why?
Because if I can help, I will. There is enough suffering in the galaxy. If I can alleviate for one person, I have made a difference. It is instinct in me to do what's right. Yeah, if we can help, we will.
Even if it weakens those you help, even if it robs them of the strength needed to grow, you have been chased, hounded since our first meeting, and it has only made you stronger, more capable.
I fail to see how small acts of mercy can be harmful. If you're trying to guilt me out of helping people, you won't succeed. Or I think you're wrong. See, on the one hand, this is an interesting point that by helping somebody too much, you can end up doing damage, make them, you can remove their ability to cope with things, or make things too easy so they can't deal with things, once, without help. And there is a certain amount of argument to that, and like when people are talking about parenting, you often say, you don't want to do too much for your kid. You want to help them, or allow them to struggle a little bit with things. But at the same time, you don't want to completely abandon them and just like, well, you guys are on your own, just figure it out. So this seems to be one of those instances where it's not about, you don't want to do everything for people, even though we kind of are, nor do you want to completely abandon people, but you want to find something in the middle, figure out how to help enough without doing more damage. But yeah, Kreia seems to be going a little bit far on the opposite extreme of like, yeah, don't help people. That just makes them weak. You need to let them be strong. And I think if you're going to try to guilt me out of helping people, you won't succeed.
Ah, then you have learnt nothing.
Exactly.
From such small things, from such critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved. That is why you must be careful in all that you do, and in every choice you make. Aiding them gives you strength by taking on their challenges, but weakens them. If that is your choice, then use their dependency, feed upon it, until you have exhausted them. Then leave them. And I would view the ones you travel with much the same way.
I thought have we already had this conversation? They are loyal companions, and I will not harm them. I will never abandon my friends in such a way. I do not turn on my allies like the Jedi turned on their own during the wars. Then I shall view you as disposable then. They are loyal companions. Again, we have Beodur, who does seem to be genuinely, a loyal companion. T3, who seems to be genuinely a loyal companion. And then we have the Handmaiden, who's working for Atris, and probably telling her about everything we do. Atten, who we've been warned from multiple sources is, not to trust, and who seems to be working with us just because it's, kind of in his best interest as well for the moment. And Visas, who tried to kill us, and we don't know anything about other than that. And Kreia, who seems to be trying to manipulate us. Yeah, all in all, I'm not sure loyal companions really describes our situation here. But yeah, I'm not going to abandon my friends, even if they're not loyal companions.
So you may think, but it will be best to strike first. Your allies are allies by circumstance, and they will not hesitate to do the same to you if you continue down your path. Do you know why those we meet display such weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. It is only through interaction, through decision and choice, through confrontation, physical or mental, that the Force can grow within you. You have seen it. You have felt it within you as you have traveled with me. The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings. Yet the power does not build without such struggle. Through small cruelties, greater ones are born.
It's interesting she would phrase it like that. I mean, it kind of fits with her philosophy, of course, but it's interesting. It also seems to describe this game as a whole. As a player character, we are the ones who can make choices. We are the ones who can interact with the world. We're the ones who can level up and gain strength. Except for the companions who join us, like all the people we meet, refugees and the bounty hunters and the Red Eclipse people and stuff, they're all just NPCs who simply exist. They don't, they have kind of scripted scripted existences. They aren't going to be gaining experience and leveling up. They're just there, and that's what they are. So it is. Don't think that's necessarily what she intended by it, but it is kind of interesting, the parallels there. So have some other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
Okay. Jedi or Sith? We asked that. Asked about Revan. Okay, let's see if we can share some thoughts on the destruction of Visas' homeworld, or if this is just going to go back into the same options that we had before.
And
Okay, I guess it's just the same options we had before. So Atten said her planet was wiped out, it was the only colony.
Did he? And what do you make of that?
Okay, so yeah, someone wanted to blind
The
them.
Mandalorian, the Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force.
Yeah, the two are tied. Someone wants this sector of the galaxy blind to the Force.
I fear you are right, and I fear it may prove more than that.
Okay, spirits in the
but
galaxy
there is
center
little
is
to be
never
done about it now.
Satisfied.
Watch the sea.
Okay, I think that's all we had. So, lost some influence with Kreia. Not sure how we can determine what our influence is with people. Like, I don't see anywhere where it like tells us how much influence or anything. So, although we can add visas to our companion list. So, okay, let's speak to her now. See what she has to say.
My life for yours.
My life for yours. Are you all right? How did you find me? Who sent you? I wanted to teach you some of the techniques I've learned in my travels. Odd thing out of nowhere. First thing to say to an assassin after she wakes up. I had questions for you. So, okay, let's start slow. You were kind of beaten pretty soundly in an epic duel, so are you all right? Seems a good place to start.
I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you.
Okay, that's not what I asked. I asked if you were all right. Hey, finally I get to actually call someone out on not answering a question through a dialogue option. Great.
I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek.
Okay. I didn't mean to hurt you. Well, I mean, on the one hand, hurting you is not the ultimate goal. On the other hand, I did mean to beat you in battle so that you couldn't hurt the rest of us, so that's not entirely true, I guess. In Medbay, we noticed you have scars. Who hurt you? Let's slow down. Let's try to find out a little bit more about what's going on first before we start getting personal questions about, troubled histories and whatnot. So how did you find me? Or who sent you? Who's probably a better question at the moment?
I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why.
Okay, yeah, that's probably my whole going into exile, severed from the Force, now having to work to heal that. It's something a lot of people are unfamiliar with, apparently. So, I need to know where I can find your master. Probably not quite yet. How did you find me? I have questions for you. How did you find me?
I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it.
I also have a question. What's my opinion on the Jedi? Could you clarify what you mean by that? Are you asking, like, what's my opinion on the Jedi as a group, or particular Jedi, or what? Let's see, who sent you? Already asked. Let's ask other questions.
I will answer what I can, but my answers may prove useless to you.
Okay. Tell me about your homeworld. Oh, we have been talking a lot about that, actually. Was your master the one sent to Paragus? Was your master behind the destruction of Paragus? I have heard your species is blind. How are you able to see? Again, all of these seem a little bit, just kind of jumping the gun here. It seems like there should be a little bit of conversation to build naturally to these. I guess the species is blind. How are you able to see that? Maybe a little bit neutral. It's something unusual about your species, but it's something that's probably very familiar with, and just difference between species there. And I'm sure in a galaxy full of all these different species, that's not necessarily that exact question, but that's the kind of question that might come up a bit. How are you able to see?
My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well.
Oh. You sound as if that sight is lost to you. Or I understand. Yeah, you said, like, your people once had the ability to see?
My sight has been damaged. What I have taught you, it is not the full extent of the perceptions of my people.
Visas has a limited ability to see the Force. She has Force Sight in first-person mode and can also use it as a Force power by spending Force points. Okay, so if we have her in our party, switch to her, and then go into first-person mode, she has Force Sight, which will help us somehow?
My master, he has crippled me. I have seen the galaxy as it truly is, and it has left its mark. It is not something I can explain, for the words are difficult. I only ask that you understand.
Okay. Let's see if we can have some other questions.
I will answer what I can.
This is definitely sounding like there might be some, this might be some restored content, or at least part of it is, because unless I'm missing something, it sounds like we're getting some references to some things that haven't actually happened. Yeah, tell me about your homeworld. Hopefully this isn't too personal or too difficult a topic.
It is not something I speak of. The homeworld is no longer, and that is all.
Okay, so we're gonna need to get some influence with you before you'll answer questions. Okay?
I will answer what I can.
You say that, and then you keep on saying, like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I think that you fully have the ability to answer these questions. It sounds like you're just choosing not to, so... was your master the one sent to Pragus?
I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic space for some time, but there are others who may move more freely, who may have been responsible for such an act of destruction.
How do you know it was an act of destruction if you don't know the place that I'm speaking of? I got you there. What do you mean?
There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Where one moves, it is not always known to the others. But their purpose is the same. The death of all Jedi, everywhere. They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you.
Let's see, I've got some other questions for you.
I will answer what I can.
Was your master behind the destruction of Pragus that you don't know where it is, but presumably sound like you know all about the destructive aspect of it?
My master did not cause the end of the planet you speak of. There are many factions within the Sith, all seek... Okay. Where one moves, it is not all... They believe you are the...
Yep, okay. Forget it, I'll be on now. Hey, we gained some influence, good. So I guess T3, I don't know if we've really been having many conversations with T3, or if we can have many conversations with T3. I'm stuck on the doorway here. Okay, there we go. Okay, apparently can't fix the hyperdrive at the moment. Okay, there's the Handmaiden, there's Bowder. Where is T3? There's the remote. There you are. Could you please stop moving around the ship? It's hard to find you. Or do you know where the HQ... Okay. Let's see. I think we've already talked about most of these. What's wrong with the astrogation system? Were some of these influence-based? Oh. You locked it. Why did you do that? Okay, I think we have gained some influence. Maybe. You better start explaining, or else. Why did you do that? Protect? Protect who? Under whose orders? But the Republic is already in trouble. I'm not sure what else you're protecting it from. You're not making any sense. Yeah, what are you protecting, buddy? An old friend? Why didn't they want anyone to know where the ship had been? Why didn't the charts... they didn't want the charts to be found by the Republic? So an old friend, who are you talking about? Why was where this friend had gone so dangerous? So the astrogation system was crippled to prevent learning where the Ebonhawk had been? Yeah, why... Are you talking about Revan? Does this have anything to do with Revan? But how did the Ebonhawk come back from there if it was so dangerous? And why? Can you find it again? And why did you leave? Yeah, how did you get back from here? For there?
T3, you have been with us since Terrace. Without you, we would never have escaped that place. And for that, I thank you. I'm leaving this message inside you because I have seen glimpses of the future. And the bond that he and I share does not allow him to hide everything from me. More of his memories have returned, and they trouble him. He has remembered something. Something on the edge of the galaxy, and he believes that he must go there to end it. But I am afraid for him. Afraid that he may not return. I need you to be the beacon, T3. If he is lost out there, on the edge of the galaxy, if he finds whatever terrible thing he has seen, then he may not survive. If he doesn't make it back, then I need you to return to the Republic. Find help. If you cannot find me, then seek out other Jedi. The Republic, I can't lose him, even if he believes he is protecting me.
Okay, so it does seem to be about Revan and Bastila. Friend of yours? Is that message what you were trying to hide? Who was the person in the hologram was talking about? Is this help you came in search of? You came in search of me. That message doesn't tell me where the Ebonhawk came from. Or never mind, I'll be going now. So yeah, it's friend of yours. I don't understand why you were concealing that from me. Or who was the person the hologram was talking about? Yeah, let's, was it Revan? Or she was talking about Revan? Another missing friend? Okay, yeah, another missing friend? What happened to your old friend? Why aren't you with him? Oh, because he could not take anyone with him, even the woman in the hologram. Okay. He didn't want any vulnerabilities. He left all he cared about behind. That sounds most like it. Everything he cared about he left behind, probably so they wouldn't get hurt. And he left you. I'm sorry, T3. And if he did not return, he needed to make sure that no one followed. Or you couldn't abandon him. Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that, T3. I think I understand what he was doing, but that's still hard on you. But you did help. You found us, T3. If we can stop the Sith, then there's hope after all. You were able to gather us, and together we can crush the Sith and anyone else in our way. Let's not go quite so dark on it. Yeah, you found us T3, and together we can work on taking out the Sith and restoring peace to the galaxy. So is that the message you were trying to hide? Okay. I don't understand why you're concealing it. Yeah, maybe were you trying to see if you could trust us first? Yeah, I understand. I didn't think you kept. I understand. I didn't think you. I didn't think you kept messages like that. Or don't hide anything like that from me again. I don't care what your programming tells you. Okay. I understand. I think. I don't know if it was personal reasons, or I guess I really don't understand, but I'll pretend that I do. This is clearly kind of important to you. Okay. Okay, so interesting discussion there. Learned that I guess Revan went away, realized there was some other threat at the edge of the galaxy or something, or that at least he had to go to the edge of the galaxy, and but he went, like, basically didn't take anybody with him, probably didn't want to have them risk them getting hurt, but Bastila went after him, and T3 was involved somehow, probably in getting the ship back once Revan probably took it out there. Then T3 was entrusted with flying the ship back and deleting the records, because T3 could probably be trusted to also delete his own records that he might have of coordinates and things. But it also means T3's kind of sad he didn't get to go along as well. So, okay, let's talk to Atten. Maybe we'll bring T3 along with our next time we go out, leave the ship, just so you can start building influence with people.
I don't know what it is, but you look different. It's hard to explain, but it's good to see.
Yeah, I feel as if I'm more in touch with the Force than I ever have been. It's hard to explain, but even with everything that's happening, I feel at peace. What do you mean? Yeah, I think I'm getting in touch with the Force more. It's a good thing.
It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. I think the others have noticed it too.
Let's play Pazak. Now, I have some questions for you.
All right. What did you want to know?
Okay. Stuff about Pazak, or I met someone on Nar Shaddaa who says he knows you, which you should already know since you were standing like 2 feet away when he said he knows you.
Yeah, that's a surprise. Did he say I owed him credits too?
He says you're not Atten at all, that you showed up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War. Or is there anything you want to tell me? Or forget it? Oh, maybe... I thought he said, like, when I asked, are you talking about Atten, I thought the guy had said, that's the name I knew him as, but maybe he said that's not the name I knew him as. Sorry, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to read what's being said because my camera is like right in front of that part of the screen. It's so sometimes I have to kind of look around it, but he says you're not Atten at all, that you showed up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War.
I'm as Atten will ever be. And whoever your trusted informant is, he's right. I did show up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War, along with a lot of other refugees.
Okay. Is there anything you want to tell me?
No, because you're asking about it. If I wanted to tell you anything, I would have come and told you. Anything else?
That does make a certain amount of sense. Calm down, I just wanted to know. No harm meant. I think I have a right to know about your past. It's kind of presumptuous. If you've got a problem, let's settle it right now. Yeah, what are we going to do? Step outside while we're presumably in space, even though we're still on the planet, but it's completely black outside? Perhaps pain will bring the truth out of you. forget it, I had some other questions. Now let's try to calm down. I just didn't mean any harm by it.
Is this an interrogation? If so, you're terrible at it, especially for an ex-Jedi, or whatever you are. Why don't you just crawl in my head and try to dig out whatever you're looking for rather than asking about it?
Maybe I will if you don't tell me. I wouldn't do that again. Did we do that before? If you got a problem with so, perhaps. Okay, yeah, but no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to invade privacy. I mean, sometimes it happens accidentally, like when we're training with Kreia and we just happen to hear Visa's thoughts on with some mantra or something. But yeah, not going to intentionally do that.
You know what? I helped you get off Peragus. If I hadn't been there, you wouldn't have even gotten off the administration level. I'm trying to help you. I don't know why I'm bothering.
You don't know why you're bothering, so why are you trying to protect me? Please, tell us why you're bothering. Forget it. This does seem an interesting follow-up to him saying he's not really sure why. So, but I guess that's, you know, more, that's like an immediate why of like, you know, we were asking for a bigger like, so why did you want to start helping, I guess?
I don't know. I'm not sure I understand it half the time.
Okay. I want to know where you were before you arrived on Nar Shaddaa. You know, will you talk about that now that we've talked about something else for a couple seconds?
You know what? Not once have I asked you about the Mandalorian Wars. Not once. I heard about Duxon. Everyone has. I heard about Serico, and I sure as hell know about Malachor 5. What makes you think you've got the right to interrogate me on anything? You've got plenty of lives to answer for. All you Jedi do.
If you've got a question, then ask. I did a lot I wasn't proud of, and I'm sorry for the lives that were lost on both sides. My power gives me the right. Okay, but no, seriously, if you got a question, go ahead and ask. Really, as this happened well before the game started, I don't really know anything, but I am happy to make up answers for anything you may wish to ask.
How did you even live with yourself after Malachor? Is that why you went back to the Jedi Council, hoping they'd kill you?
It wasn't like that. Or go on, let's hear it all. Just letting Atten get this all off his chest. Yep, keep it coming.
But Jedi don't kill, do they? At least not their prisoners. Maybe you were counting on it when you went back in chains. So you got off easy. You were exiled, brushed under the cargo ramp, another dirty little Jedi secret. I'll tell you, all those Jedi at Malachor, they deserved it. Every last one of them.
There were at least a couple who didn't deserve it. Come on. They did not deserve it. Why would you even say that? There must be some reason you believe as you do. Why? You weren't there. You have no idea what happened. If you wish to die, keep talking. This seems a very Kreia-ish answer of like, you're ranting, and I'm just going to make it very clear that I'm trying to analyze your mindset and try to get at something and kind of ignore the fact that you're even, you know, that you're even worked up. Yeah, they didn't deserve to die. Why would you think that?
Because Jedi lie, and they manipulate, and every act of charity or kindness they do, you can drag it out squirming into the light and see it for what it is. The galaxy doesn't need Jedi arrogance or Jedi hypocrisy anymore.
The Jedi are guardians of the peace. They are not as you describe. Or what do you mean? And that is why the Sith were right. That's why I'm no longer a Jedi. Well, on the one hand, I do agree that Jedi are guardians of the peace, or should be. I'm not sure I can really truthfully say that the Jedi aren't arrogant or hypocritical at times. Let's have you explain it. What do you mean?
At least the Sith are honest about what they're killing for. The Jedi are pacifists. except in times of war. They're teachers, except when it comes to telling their students the truth. And when they save you, it's only so you can suffer more.
You're wrong, Atten. That is not the way of the Jedi. Well, at least it's not the way of this Jedi. See, they're teachers except when they need you to turn to the dark side so that you can learn how easy it is to turn to the dark side and then come back to the light side. That's, I guess, not explaining the truth, but it is letting you experience the truth. That's not the way of the Jedi, Atten.
Whatever, just leave me alone. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with you anyway.
I'd like to know about your past, especially if we're traveling together. Very friendly and conversational for how worked up he is.
Well, don't get too attached to me. I don't like it.
Hey, we have some influence with him. Good. Why not? Are you all right? I don't think we've done one thing you have liked since we left Paragus. That's true.
Well, you haven't seen anything yet. I have this habit. I'm a deserter. It's what I do.
Ah. Oh, you served in the war? Which war are you talking about? Did you turn away from the Jedi Civil War or the Mandalorian Wars? Yeah, that's probably important to know.
Served in both of them. Against the Mandalorians, before and after Revan, and again, when Revan declared war on the Jedi.
But why? I didn't know you served with the Republic. Or you were a Sith. Oh. Yeah, so he told us that he served against the Mandalorians. He didn't tell us which side he was fighting on in the Jedi Civil War. Yeah, let's guess. Were you on the Sith side? Did you follow Revan?
That's just a name. It's what we did that was important. But it was more than that. You were there. You knew how easy it was to hate the Jedi who sat back in the Republic, evaluating the threat, and watched us die against the Mandalorians.
Why did you desert? I didn't know you served with the Republic. Yeah, but why did you desert?
Because you can't believe in the Republic anymore after the Mandalorian Wars. After Revan, nothing was the same. Right after that final battle at Malachor, I was right there with the rest of the defectors, because it was the right thing to do.
You took an oath. What you did was betrayal. That was wrong. You answered war with war. I agree. The Republic did not deserve your loyalty. Not any longer. The Republic was weak. You were right to turn from them and the Jedi. Okay, so I guess what he was saying is that he's defected twice because after the Mandalorian Wars he defected to the Sith and then he abandoned the Sith. Okay. That was wrong. You answered war with war. You took an oath. What you did was betrayal. Now let's focus on the oath and the betrayal portion.
No, it wasn't. We needed the Jedi during the Mandalorian Wars, more than anything. The Mandalorians were slaughtering us by the millions. The millions. You were at Serico, when they turned the Starib cities into glass craters. At Duro, when Basilisk war droids rained like meteors onto the orbiting cities. And when the Mandalorians set fire to the Zoxan plains on Ares III, the fires that still burn. Without the Jedi who turned on the Council, without you, the Republic would have lost the war, and we would all be Mandalorian slaves or corpses.
Instead, you all became Sith. That's no reason to start another war against the Republic and end more lives. Or you betrayed your oath. The Republic deserved to be betrayed, and you knew where your true loyalties lay. Except, no, you didn't, because then you betrayed them. So yeah, it's just, I'm assuming kind of sarcastically, oh, instead you all became Sith.
If that's what you want to call knowing when to fight and when to kill, then yes. But you can't really break down people into Sith and Jedi and expect everything to make sense. We were loyal to Revan. That was enough. He saved us.
Atten, this is a video game. We can break things down into sides as simply as we want. it will make as much sense as it's programmed to make. So what happened then? Or so you followed Revan, like I had. Or do you want to talk about it? We know how much Atten loves that answer, but no, let's just see if we can draw him out with what happened next.
After Malachor, after the Mandalorian Wars, that's when the Sith teachings started spreading through the ranks. We knew where our loyalties lay. To the Jedi who came to help us, not the ones who sat back on Dantooine and Coruscant, watching us die. So when those same Jedi who watched us die decided to start fighting us during the Jedi Civil War, we fought back. I fought back.
The idea of you fighting a Jedi is ridiculous. Or how? You fought Jedi? Yeah, I have to admit, Atten, having seen you in combat up to this point, I'm not sure I really buy that you were fighting Jedi.
Yeah, it sure is. And that's why I was so good at it. And that's why I wasn't fighting Jedi. I was killing them. People say killing Jedi is hard. It's not. You just have to be smart about it. No blasters, no getting close to them, no attacking them directly when you can gun down their allies instead. There's ways of gassing them, drugging them, making them lose control, torturing them. I was really good at it. What's worse is that killing them wasn't the best thing. Making them fall. Making them see our side of it. That was the best.
Huh. How could you have killed Jedi? Or you make it sound easy. This is a little hard to believe. Yeah, no offense, but I mean, it's finding out that you were like some kind of, expert Jedi hunter seems a little bit implausible.
Yeah? Maybe you'll believe this. That when fighting a Jedi, you wound the Padawan first, then let the rest take care of itself. Not only will the Master move to protect the student, but the forced bond between the two will mess up the Master's head better than any stab wound. Anything else? That's only a sample of my arsenal.
Huh. Could be handy if I need to murder any Jedi. Go on. Or tell me, I need to know how to protect myself and others around me. Or how could you have killed Jedi? You make it sound so easy. How did you learn how to do this? No, seriously, though, being able to know how people might attack would be useful in preparing some kind of defense against that.
If there's no whiny little Padawan, start shooting innocents. Not to kill, just enough so that they're gonna die unless the Jedi does something to save them. And if any Jedi is stupid enough to use their Makashi lightsaber form against you, start shooting as fast as you can and drop them while they're exposed. Set mines, set a lot of them. Fire gas grenades, but make sure they have magnetic lock targeters so Jedi can't force push them back.
Huh. Okay, so yeah, make sure we don't use that Makashi lightsaber technique. Not that we were really planning to, but how did you learn to do all this?
I taught myself techniques. It's hard for Jedi to sense what you're really thinking if you throw up walls of strong emotions and feelings. Lust, impatience, cowardice. Most Jedi awareness doesn't cruise beyond the surface feelings to see what's deeper. And I was good at that, throwing up walls. And my superiors knew it. Sometimes the Jedi on our side wouldn't even realize I was there.
Huh. Is that why you act the way you do? That seems unusual. Or so you force emotions to block someone reading your mind? Okay, so that would be a good explanation for why Atten's, always very emotional about absolutely everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a talent for it. More like instinct. I wasn't the only one. I know you left at the Mandalorian Wars, so you don't know much about what went on behind the scenes in the Jedi Civil War. But Revan understood one thing. The real battle was going to be fought between the Jedi on both sides. That was the only battle that mattered.
What do you mean? So this all came down to the Jedi and the Force. He was right, and he proved it. Yeah, it came down to the Jedi and the Force. At least that's how Revan saw things.
Whoever had the most, the strongest Jedi were going to win the Civil War. If Revan couldn't convert Jedi, Revan would kill them. So Revan trained elite Sith units into assassination squads, whose duty was to go out and capture enemy Jedi. I was in one of the special units trained to do this.
Okay. Presumably you weren't in one of the squads sent after Revan after he was converted, because I think we killed all the ones who crossed us when we played Knights of the Old Republic 1. So capture Jedi, not kill them?
Yeah, Revan had plans for all Jedi. I think it was important that the Jedi see his side of things, the Sith teachings. Revan wanted to break them, and then have them join him.
But you're here now. Why? So how did you break away? Doesn't sound like something one can walk away from. Yeah, that doesn't seem like the kind of organizational structure that would just allow you to leave whenever you want.
One day, I decided not to do it anymore, so I left. Ended up on Nar Shaddaa, became someone else.
Why are you telling me this? You're telling a Jedi you killed Jedi. Probably because we kept pressing him for it and wouldn't let him not talk about it, I would imagine. You took a risk thinking I would care that you killed Jedi. I don't. Yeah, why are you telling me this?
Because you've killed Jedi too. Different circumstances, but you have a bigger body count than I ever did. And I've been with you only a short time. Enough to know that as soon as someone signs on with you, they haven't got long to live. You got history, and anyone who travels with you doesn't. And maybe I want somebody to know who I was in case a story needs to be set straight. Maybe you understand.
Okay. I need some time to think about this. We already kind of heard why he left the Sith, so... yeah, let me think about this for a while.
Take your time. I have.
Okay, we gained some influence with him. That's good. Alright, I think we're ready to head back out to Nar Shaddaa for now. Let's take Visas with us and T3. And wow, T3 seems to be a paragon of light side virtue. So, yeah, droid and a Sith assassin. That seems like a good adventuring party. Although for being Sith, she's not very dark side. It's kind of interesting. Okay, what kind of feats do you have already? I have lightsaber training. So I'll probably actually give you a lightsaber and have you use that. You do have unarmed specialists. I think it's just we have enough unarmed specialists. We should have somebody go with a lightsaber. 2 weapon fighting. Interesting that you have 2 weapon fighting trait, but you only attacked us with 1 lightsaber. Jedi sense. Regenerate force points would probably be good. Alright, silently. She does have a lot of dexterity, so lightsaber finesse would be good. Basically lets her fight with dexterity instead of strength for lightsabers. Okay, so let's... Has some dark side. Also has some regular ones. Hoping to get her a lightsaber, so probably doesn't need the ability to deflect without one. Heal's always a good one to have. Droid destruction's rather useful. It's also good to have. Let's go ahead and give you 2 weapon fighting. Improve your droid destruction ability. Okay, gain unarmed specialist, because that's being a Jedi Sentinel, I guess, get unarmed specialist, whether you're going unarmed or not. Let's give you some Force Lightning, that'd be useful. This power unleashes an energy attack on all hostile creatures up to 16 meters directly in front of the Jedi. Victims suffer 1 to 6 points of damage per each of the attacking character's levels. Successful will save reduces it by half. Okay. Wow, you have a lot of levels to get through, don't you? Okay, determination, lightsaber form. You might actually want that because you probably will be a lightsaber user. Let's give you the ability to throw your lightsaber. Force immunity paralysis. That seems pretty good. Let's give you master 2-weapon fighting. So that'll be... Eventually we'll give her like 2 lightsabers or a double-bladed lightsaber or something. Resilience, Ceresu lightsaber form. I don't think we've seen that one. Okay. What level is she? 12. Okay, so probably get T3 up to level 12 as well. And man, he's super light side. Give you some more Constitution just because you're 1 away from. It's always good to have values on even numbers. Okay. Not a lot of feats here. Can do some skill stuff. Weapon focus +1 attack. Let's focus on dual strike, which is the one that gives bonuses when other party members are targeting. That's as long as we're in the party, that should be pretty helpful. Okay, this should be our last thing. Now we'll start focusing on dexterity for him. Should be the last level, I think. Okay, we'll master that. Okay, now let's see what we can equip you with. So let's see, give you some armor, defense bonus 5, and then damage immunity to a bunch of stuff. This is the solar sail armor. Yeah. Defense bonus 4, defense bonus 6. Defense bonus 6 and dexterity +1. I think we're going to go with slightly lower defense bonus, but immunity to a lot of different stuff. Droid optimized interface, computer use +2, fortitude +2, constitution +1, computer use and security +3. That's probably useful. He'll be able to help us get into stuff. And then, okay, regenerate vitality points 3. That's pretty good there. Deflector Mark 1, we can... Deflector Mark 2 has energy, electric, and ion 70 points. This has a little bit less, but protects against more things. And a lot of people seem to have using sonic blasters, so let's go ahead with that. Ion striker and shock arm. Okay, that's okay. Attack modifier +1, awareness +2. Okay, we don't have any droid upgrade class 2 stuff, so that upgrade slot wouldn't help us. Let's go with this extra dexterity, because it gives better awareness bonus, and the extra dexterity will make up for the lack of an attack, because it'll bump us up to a even number. Okay, 1 to 8. 1 to 6, but larger than that. So we have a lot of stuff to choose from. I think this Aratech Droid Oxidizer is 3 to 8 ion damage, and then a lot more damage against droids, which droids always tend to be a little bit of an issue. Attack modifier +1 and somewhat upgradable. Aratech Ion Blaster is designed to be capable against all types of opponents, replacing the need to carry a second anti-droid sidearm. While ion weapons are generally less damage against organic components, they are powerful against droids. Okay. Good, and you have just your regular clothing. We can probably upgrade a little bit. Jedi robes, defense bonus, and some force points. Jedi Knight robes, better defense bonus. Okay. Give response package, additional dexterity. Spacer sensor, that's really not necessary unless we're giving you a blaster. Okay, we don't have anything for that. We'll give you a melee shield. And arcane energy shield. Okay, inertial inhibitor, defense and dexterity, should help a little bit with Jedi robes not offering tons of defense. And then, oh, we can let you use my lightsaber. I'll go back to the plasma torch for now, and you can use this until we get you a real lightsaber. Well, that is a real lightsaber. Until we get you your own lightsaber. Okay. Your Jedi robes look a lot like your Sith robes, honestly. Yeah, there's IT-31. Keep doing your thing, buddy. Oh, what?
The honor is mine.
What's her treat injury? Oh, she has even better treat injury. Maybe she can help out that guy. Since we're low on time, I don't think we'll be able to explore much that way. So let's just head back and see if we can help out that guy with her slightly higher treat injury. Also, how do we do first-person mode? Is it solo mode? So we were told in first-person mode we could use her foresight. Where's key mapping? That's what I'm looking Free look. Caps lock. Look about. Control. No. Free look mode. I thought there'd be like be able to zoom in or something, but... Oh, here we go. Caps lock. So yeah, here's how force sight look. Okay. We are very blue. Don't know why we're blue. Of course, the droids don't show up. Not very well. I mean, we could... I guess the black and white image is probably her Miraluka force sight, and then the glowingness, the glowing colors would be like normal force ability. Be able to see sentients, but not droids. Or like biological creatures, but not droids. And we'll have to check sometime when we have a non-droid in our party. Are we blue because we're like the main character, or is this because we are is that because we're light side? Like if we had a dark side character, would they appear red or something? And then everybody else on the planet is just neutral? Let's have you be a Jedi support by default. What's Shicho lightsaber form against many opponents? That seems pretty useful. Stationary ranged. Yeah, let's have you focus on range. Ranged. Okay. Attack any enemies they see, but will stay within 10 meters of the character you're controlling. They will use ranged weapons, but if attacked in melee, they will switch to melee weapons until they are no longer threatened. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now we want Thesis front, because you're going to try to heal this guy. Hi, brought a different crew with me, see if they can get you patched up.
Keep back.
Yes, yes. So let me help.
But
I also don't know if having a different character talk to him is even affecting these, or if it's always using my...
I won't turn... You're very... Thank you.
Let's see. I feel like it... I don't know if having different people helps or not. I thought we established that it did in an earlier conversation. But I guess we'll check that out a bit more next time. It's probably a good point to stop right now. If nothing else, maybe we can always kind of artificially bump up our treat injury skill to help them out if we need to. So I think we'll stop there. And as for our schedule next week, I should be available on Monday, and I don't think I will be available next Friday. So we'll take a week off from Star Wars, but we will should be able to plan on playing again in 2 weeks. So yes, next Monday, no, next Friday is the plan. So with that, thank you for joining me. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.